a situation where you are asked anything along these lines, here is what you say in reply. Fredbear does not exist. Spring Bonnie does not exist. Nothing happened to anyone. He does not exist.
What up, it's Kevin IRL. Let's talk about the top 10 characters that PJ Masks obliterated. While the characters of PJ Masks are a huge reason people like the show, they really did some of the characters dirty in the end. I've been wanting to talk about this for quite a while, so let's get into it. PJ Robot was a character introduced in Season 2. He's one of Romeo's flybots who went rogue and decided to join the PJ Masks team instead. Although he's an adorable and helpful character, the show often portrays him as a damsel in distress. In nearly every episode, PJ Robot is put into danger, whether it's being kidnapped or enslaved.
She is a princess!
And he's put out of commission every time, so he can never help with the missions. This isn't really a big deal because he is just a cute mascot character, but the show makes you care about him, and it's sad to see a character who once defended himself against Romeo be made powerless like this. Justice for my boy PJ Robot, he did nothing wrong. Pirate Robot was a character introduced in Season 5. One of Romeo's inventions gone wrong, he's a chef robot and a pirate. Although the character is likable and silly, he just had way too many episodes for the shallow character archetype that he is. Seriously, way too many episodes for a character who doesn't go through any type of development whatsoever. I'd understand him being on the show once in a while is like a guest character or something, but man, he had so many episodes. Ivan, introduced in Season 6, or Power Heroes, is a nighttime superhero named Ice Cub. Although his character design absolutely slaps, I can't really say the same for his personality. Ivan is a bit of a Mary Sue, being introduced as the nice popular kid and pretty much staying that way. He's portrayed as perfect and never really has any flaws, only being featured in episodes where other characters mess up. One episode, Heroes of Ice World, showed him losing patience with Lilifay and having to learn to get along with her. It's good that this episode showed that he's not in fact perfect, but his only conflict was not getting along with a different personality type, which isn't exactly a personal flaw. Although you can't help but like him as a character, I mean, he is an adorable polar bear. I feel like this kind of portrayal is not only really boring, but also problematic in the context of infantilizing disabled people. If PJ Masks ever did get a Season 7, I would hope that they introduce more flaws into Ivan's character to make him more realistic, relatable, and interesting. Gecko is not only one of the main three PJ Masks, but a fan-favorite character. He's sarcastic, witty, level-headed, and has some of the most effective powers in the show. However, in Season 5, something changed, and I'm not talking about his voice, although that was also jarring. Gecko was rebranded to be the cute little character in the show. His deadpan, sarcastic attitude was replaced with a cutesy persona, bigger eyes, and a higher-pitched voice, and it just never sat right with me.
I'd beat you easily.
What?
Well, let's see then.
Gasping geckos! This is Romeo's greatest plan ever?
Figured you guys could use some help, so here I am. I'll help. We'll do it together. What a team!
Gone are the days where Gecko was the voice of reason. Now he's just back at square one, being left out and treated like the baby, just like in the old days of Season 1. I hate to see my second favorite character in the show be treated like this, and it's one of the big reasons why I'm not a big fan of later seasons. Gloop, introduced in Season 6 or Power Heroes, is an alien conqueror set on conquering planets across the galaxy like his ancestors did. Although this setup seems pretty promising, the character itself is less than great. Bluntly speaking, Gloop's character design is an eyesore, his voice is the choice, and in the last episode of Power Heroes, he gets an extremely undue redemption arc that caught us all off guard. It came seemingly out of nowhere and has bad implications for the future. This character was so disappointing to me because y'all know I love alien characters, and this was not it. Carly and Kartaka, introduced in Season 5, are twins who love racing cars. I would have no problem with this if I didn't just list the only character traits of these two. Seriously, they have no other interests other than driving fast, and their only personality trait is snarky. Questionable character design aside, I would like these characters a lot more if they had a backstory and some added goals and character traits. I frankly get bored of characters fast when they only have one motive that is repeated in nearly the same way every single episode. Ortisha was introduced in Season 5, yet another Romeo experiment gone wrong. Ortisha is a plant girl who just wants to take care of her planties, and she's featured in a whopping total of 5 episodes before never being seen again. Although Ortisha is a loved character by quite a few people due to her cute nature, her writing is nothing less than atrocious. They introduced a little girl, portrayed her as an enemy for wanting to protect her plants, and then kicked her off the show. It was truly not the greatest treatment of a character in my opinion. Monkey Goo was introduced in Season 5 as an ancient trickster monkey. He only appeared in 9 episodes before being removed from the show entirely. Monkey Goo was a fun character who was loved by many, and it's not clear what the reason was for his short appearance. It left a lot of people disappointed that he would make one last appearance in Season 5 before never being seen again. Now, I've already made a whole video on Luna's character development being scrapped towards the end of the show, so check that out if you haven't already. Basically, Luna is a character who was set up to be an anti-villain. After several seasons of character growth, her whole redemption arc was thrown in the trash and she was heavily mischaracterized throughout the remainder of the show. Luna went from being a sympathetic anti-villain who had grown over time to being an unapologetic, immature asshole overnight, and I'll forever be salty about it. Now is the moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1 nerfed character of all time is Armadillon. Aside from Luna, Armadillon is notoriously the most tragic downfall of a PJ Masks character. Introduced as an anti-hero in Season 2, he was rejected by every character, both hero and villain, until he was sidelined from the show for 3 years. When he finally made his return, he was once again bullied and decided not to join the Power Heroes. This character makes me so sad because he was so relatable and different, frankly a breath of fresh air for the show. Instead of being characterized as a relatable character who falls short sometimes but still means well, his personality was portrayed as angry, incompetent, and unlikable. For someone who relates heavily to Armadillon and his story, I hate to see the writing on this character go south. Ironically, for a show that's so great at character assassination, one of the reasons I love the show so much is the consistency of it. They establish specific character traits early on and stick with them season after season. Of course, we all know PJ Masks went overboard with the characters, and I think a good solution to this would be having characters as guest stars instead of giving them 10 episodes in a single season before kicking them off the show forever. Some of these characters were written poorly from the start, but some of them had awesome potential and deserved better. Let me know which characters you'd like to rewrite and how in the comments. Also, just a quick reminder that submissions for PJ Masks 10 will be closing in about a month, so if you'd like to be featured in the video, please get those submissions in before August 1st. I won't be able to include every submission, obviously, but I will try to include as many as I can, so check out the announcement video if you haven't already. Alright, that's all for now. Kevin out.